Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 674 of the show, June 28, 2023, 10:04 p.m. Excuse me. Well, it is time to talk about what happened at AEW Dynamite, the fallout from Forbidden Door. I call it the Forbidden Door Fallout. That's right. And now another match has been canceled for tonight. That would be the Owen Hart Tournament quarterfinal. Ruby Soho against Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, last year's tournament winner, because Britt Baker was sick. And so Britt Baker was sick and couldn't attend. So that is the one match that did not, just give me a second here. Just throw something away. It fell on the floor. Oh, always. It's got to be something. Anyways, so that was the only match canceled. It kicked off with two men who just like to beat the crap out of each other. Jon Moxley versus Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pitbull from New Japan. And Moxley did win the matchup, but during the matchup, though, Eddie Kingston tries to make sure that Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli did not get involved. And tried to go for a steel chair. But then Renee Paquette was waiting in the parking lot for MJF and Adam Cole to talk to them, and Adam Cole arrived, and then MJF, I think, he interrupted the interview. And the funny part is that MJF popped his head out. He's like, somebody on Twitter says, like, Steve Stifler from American Pie. Hey, buddy, how you doing? I'd be like, oh, God. If I got a team with this clown with the Burberry scarf, somebody punched me in the face. MJF's hilarious, though. It's like, hey, I got a new shirt for you. Better than you, baby. I'm like, oh, God, here we go. And, like, it's going to be a comment. I think one thing about MJF is that when he goes sarcastic, he turns into like a sarcastic jerk and like an annoying like drunk buddy or something like that. It's hilarious to see, even though he's one of the best heels ever. MJF can crack anybody. I call him a Beavis-looking butthead, and he really act like it. The most hilarious part about it is, leave it to MJF to be entertaining and funny at the same time. I mean, I love making fun of him as a heel and kayfabe and all that. But, hey, buddy, how you doing? God. Anyways. And then going at the commercial break, Renee Paquette decided to go in wife mode with Jon Moxley. As you know, Jon Moxley and Renee Paquette were John, you gotta stop. What the heck is wrong with you? Blah, blah. And Eddie Kingston came up, and then Renee Paquette tried to break up the argument, which was really, so she confronted BCC about this whole thing, and Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley once friends, but now you're gonna hang out with this scumbag, and oh boy, I'm talking about Claudio Castagnoli. I gotta like where this is going. So a little bit more on that situation. Then a trios matchup, and this is an interesting team. Orange Cassidy, the international champion, versus the AAA Megas champion, El Hijo del Vikingo, and the Limitless, Keith Lee. To face the team of the Jericho Appreciation Society's Daniel Garcia, and 2.0, that would be Daddy Magic Matt Menard and Cool Hand Angelo Parker. And this unique team, and Vikingo accidentally, there was one spot where Vikingo accidentally hit Keith Lee, and Keith Lee picked him up. I thought he's gonna powerbomb him, and he's like, Keith, what are you doing? It's an accident, bro. And he ended up using him as a weapon, swinging at the other 2.0 members of the Jericho Appreciation Society. But in the end, Keith Lee, Orange Cassidy, and El Hijo del Vikingo won the matchup. And Orange Cassidy, in Orange Cassidy fashion, gave Del Vikingo some shades, and they're like, okay, cool. I'm like, Orange Cassidy, man. I like Orange Cassidy and MJF. Because AEW's got some hilarious characters sometimes, let me tell you. And then the Elite cut a promo and issued an open challenge in a trios match. A Dark Order came out. Evil Uno, Alex Reynolds, and my favorite member of the Dark Order, Johnny Hungy, the Meat Man, John Silver. And they decided to accept the challenge, and they're questioning Hangman Adam Page's friendship with the Young Bucks. So fine. So that match is happening. So Renee Paquette interviewed Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. They were talking about their main event, Texas Tornado tag match against Sting and Darby Allin. And Chris Jericho says, he's not going to face me, he's going to face the Painmaker. And Sammy Guevara's like, yeah. So Jericho did most of the talking in that matchup, which is kind of hilarious if you think about it. Anyways, trios match happening, the Elite versus the Dark Order. This was a heck of a matchup. The Elite won the matchup, and then the Blackpool Combat Club alongside Konosuke Takeshita attacked the BCC. And Dark Order said, we ain't getting involved in this. We're out of here. Looks like the friendship between Adam Cole and the Dark Order has been dissolved. Dark Order had -1 to come out there, but then Evil Uno tells them to go to the back, which, and I'll tell you what, man. I feel like John Gruden sometimes. Tell you what, but I still like Johnny Hungy, John Silver, the Meat Man, Johnny Hungy. I know how much they care about Adam Page, but and sometimes you gotta move on, So, anyways, Eddie Kingston tried to get involved into it, but went after Claudio, but then they attack him, and then they kind of trapped him in a chair and all that. So Jon Moxley addressed the situation and said, hey, about this, July 19th, Boston, Massachusetts, blood and guts. And looks like it'll be the Elite and Hangman Adam Page to get one more guy to team with them, possibly Kenny Omega, to team up against the BCC. Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Willie Yoda, and Konosuke Takeshita against the Elite. We'll see what that happens. And so Roderick Strong, Adam Cole's like, where the heck is MJF? And then Roderick Strong comes out and said, hey, what's up, dude? And they were talking about, hey, listen, don't worry about a thing. I'm playing this whole thing out. Gotta trust me on this one. Roderick Strong goes, okay. And then MJF interrupts. He's like, come on, dude, let's go. And like, we're going to party. Well, we're not going to stay and watch wrestling. You sure? Yeah. Okay, fine. So, anyway, so they both took off, and Roderick Strong's like, well, Roderick Strong, he's like, I wish you the best against Joe. And Roderick Strong's like, okay, because he's facing Samoa Joe this Saturday, even though the match is going to happen tomorrow. But this Saturday, it'll be having a Collision. Weird situations. They're taping it tomorrow and then go to Collision on Saturday, and that's where they're airing. So, there you go. And then meanwhile, let's see, Jungle Boy Jack Perry came out, and they tried to come out with the Tarzan Boy song, and he said, nah, that's enough. That's enough. And I thought he could cut his hair. I thought he would give himself a new look. And that's what he should have done. But his hair's wrapped in the bun. He says, listen, I'm the man. I'm dating the baddest bitch on the planet. Anna J. And gives a wink. Why did I go after? Yeah, forgive me for swearing. I think I'm in a sore mood. It's yeah. I'll probably will explain at the end of the week because this week's been ridiculous already. It's like sheepish. Do we want a repeat of last year? Anyways, let's go back to what I saw in AEW Dynamite. So Jungle Boy Jack Perry decides, he's upset with Hook, and he goes, you know what? I know how much that title meant. It's recognized by the company. I know how much that title meant to you and your family. And then they would change a-hole to Jack Perry and say, hey, Taz, look, they're for you. They're talking to you. And I was like, oh boy. I was kind of hoping that Taz would get up and try to light up Jungle Boy Jack Perry like a Christmas tree. But as he was running his mouth, Hook came out and decided, well, I'm going to chase this punk. And Hook was not in a very good mood. You think And Hook started chasing Jungle Boy Jack Perry throughout the arena, and Jungle Boy was like trying to throw trash cans, and then all of a sudden he goes, "Take the car, go!" He jumps in the white SUV and took off, and so I'm like, and Hook was so upset he kicked another trash can. Security guy's like, "Oh, get out of the way." So there's that. And then Sammy Guevara came out for the sign promo on the main event. And then the matchup that was now Ruby Soho is in action though, but she can't face Britt Baker. She had to face Alexia Nicole from Toronto, Canada. Soho won the matchup, and then Ruby Soho addressed Britt Baker, and I'm going. And she was really tearing it into Britt Baker verbally. So next week, Ruby Soho and Britt Baker going after each other in the Owen Hart Tournament quarterfinal. Meanwhile, QT Marshall, Harley Cameron, and Johnny TV cut a promo on the Acclaimed, and in fact, QT Marshall and Johnny TV will take on the team of Brother Zay and Matt Hardy. So I know Johnny TV's got a little bit of history with Matt Hardy. You remember him and his old partner Joey Mercury as Eminem alongside Melina when they faced the Hardys back in the WWE in 2006, I do believe. December to Dismember. Remember that? Yeah. Anyways, and Harley Cameron looking gorgeous as usual. Well, I can see Harley Cameron and Toni Storm. Good show. I can see Romy going on, Eric, you freaking simp. Hey, listen, I like Toni Storm, Harley Cameron. They're my favorite ladies in AEW alongside Hikaru Shida, okay? So just pipe down. Man. Pipe the bleep down. That's all I gotta say. Anywho, and the main event, Texas Tornado matchup. Sting and Darby Allin versus Chris Jericho, the Painmaker, and Sammy Guevara. There was one spot I could not believe. Sting, who was like 60 some odd freaking years old. Alright, Darby Allin's about to go up. You see Sammy Guevara on the table. Darby Allin goes up the ladder, but Sting goes, you know what? I got this. I'm going, what? Sting climbs up the ladder and flies off it, splashes through the table. It broke this. Sammy Guevara was laying on two tables, but it hit one table. And I thought Sting hit his head. I thought Sting must have knocked him out. I said he must have been knocked out or something like that. And the rest of the matchup, the majority of the matchup was between Allin and Jericho. Darby Allin and Chris Jericho went at it. But Sting miraculously got up from that table splash. Sammy Guevara was out like a light. I mean, he was out. I'm hoping he's okay. Because that was a crazy spot. And then Sting hit up at the start. Chris Jericho tried to do the Walls of Jericho, didn't work, and then Sting put Jericho in the sharpshooter or Scorpion Deathlock. Jericho tapped out. Your winners, Sting and Darby Allin. I am seriously hoping Sammy Guevara is okay because he's going to be a dad, and I think Ty Mello must be at home freaking out right now. Poor girl. So I'm hoping that Sammy Guevara is okay. So that's all the time we have on the show. Episode 674 of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Now, a lot of things that may be happening later on this week, and because of that, could be scheduling conflicts with my channel and everything else. I'm hoping everything is squared away because cheapest, man. You know, I wish I could tell you what's going on, but you know what? I shouldn't have. Let's say put the cart before the horse, so to speak. So I'll probably explain on Rant and Rave as my main topic for tomorrow. Because I got a lot to get off my chest, to be totally honest. So, Brandon, Jordan, if you're watching this, anybody from Rant and Rave watching this, I'd like to be the main event for tomorrow's episode of Rant and Rave, because I got a lot to get off my chest. Because it's getting frustrating. So, that's all we have for episode 674 of Eric Lima Shenanigans in 1977. Until we get to the next episode, 675, probably playing some Pressure Luck tomorrow. I would like to say, until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget production. And in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.